Good morning. Namaste. So I'm going to do my weekly questions and answer your questions that have come through. And I've picked 3. Now, if your question didn't make it this week, that doesn't mean that I may not answer it next week. I basically just randomly picked and I was pulled by the universe which ones I should do. So these are the answers that are coming through. So I'm just going to center. I tend to be a little hyper and and happy, and it can be annoying and it can be hard to follow. So I'm just going to center, and I'm going to do the first question that came through. I'm scared on my spiritual path, and what to do about this is the first one. Well, fear is also a good thing. We tend to look that we want to go one way or the other. We want to be all light and be all bright and be all holy and awakened. When in actuality, we honestly have the yin and the yang of the balance of the dark and the light within us. Now, it really depends on which part of our dark side that we attach to and which part of our light side that we attach to, because any form of light and dark that we attach is actually not healthy. So you can attach definitely to the light side of yourself. And when you create attachment, is still not a healthy emotional and spiritual response that's going to be happening inside of you. And so if you're scared on your spiritual path and you're just starting out, or there's certain things that come to you that you're scared, energy is energy. We as humans tend to feel that when something bad happens to us that it's dark energy. But the universe doesn't know what dark and light energy are. Energy is just energy. And that can sometimes be a hard concept to understand. But it is our mind that creates dialogue around what is good into our life and what is bad. So here's an example. I could tell somebody that their shoes are awesome and I love your shoes. Now that person may have woken up that morning and put on a pair of shoes and absolutely hated that they had to wear those pair of shoes because they don't like how they look and it didn't match their outfit or anything else. And so even though I was saying to them, I love your shoes, out of good intention, that person can take such a general statement and create a negative perspective out of it, or take it as a good perspective out of it. They could take it as a compliment and be like, oh, okay, I didn't like my shoes this morning, but this person likes them and maybe they do look good. Or they could be so upset and distraught about, the shoes not matching their outfit that they take it as a bad thing, like, oh, how dare this person point this out to me. And so you see, anything that comes into your vibration is to be in that center space. So scared on your spiritual path, if you're feeling a type of resistance and a type of fear, it doesn't mean that it's bad for you. What it could be definitely an ego response that's coming up and defensiveness, that you don't want to look at something. You may not be ready internally, and that's fine. However, it's not to react. Reaction is a huge human instinct that we all of a sudden react because we feel a certain way. And true discernment and being centered in your space is to simply be centered and allow those things to come in and to sit with them and to be mindful. And so if something is coming into your spiritual path and you're fearful, sit with it. Don't allow the fear to push you into one decision or another. Sit with it. The fear may be something of resistance that, you're not supposed to go down that path. Fear has also been shown to us that that's something that you're not supposed to do, but it comes into a different pull within your heart of resistance, of more of a red flag warning. Whereas if it's fear of the unknown, you see, those are two totally entirely different things. If it's fear of the unknown that you're afraid of, that is definitely something to sit with and to look at. That it could be definitely something that you need to work on, you need to seek, and you need to learn about. If it is a red flag because of a past pattern and something that you believe that you've been working on, or something that's come up from a past, it could be definitely something that you need to learn so that you don't repeat those patterns. Or it could be a red flag saying, I've been down that road and I don't want to go down that way again. So fear is so big when it comes into our spiritual path, but it's a catalyst for growth, and it is a catalyst to expand, and it is an opportunity that you can definitely choose differently. And that is your power of your God self is your power of choice. And when you action that, the universe will then come into play. And so that is my answer on fear. Sit with it. Sit with it and feel it and be mindful of everything that's around it and make your choice appropriately from a heart space. And if it's something that you can't look at right now, put it on the back burner. Okay, the next one is, do I have light energy emotions? So this plays really into what I was saying just now. We all have light and dark within us, and it is our choice in how we want to respond to things. And really, what it boils down to, everything is either love or it's fear. It's one or the other. And you can definitely transmute fear into love. And so what are your light emotions? The light emotions from things that branch out from love is joy and happiness and peace and harmony and just the loving feeling inside of yourself. You know, we all know those things. When you hold a newborn baby, it's wonderful. Or even a little puppy, you know. Those are places of love and joy. And that is what's natural to us. Fear is not natural to us, because when we feel those things of fear and we have those fear-based emotions, that is really our human side. That is being here in the three-dimensional world on the planet. When you're feeling love and peace and harmony, that is when your soul, your higher self, is being transmuted through you. And when you do that through you, that is when you are at your best harmony, space, and peace within yourself. And so we all have light and dark within us. Our human has light and dark, is what I want to say, okay? Because our soul that transmutes through us is nothing but love. And so when you're incarnate on this plane and you're walking around on the planet, you're going to have three-dimensional feelings, and you're going to be able to have choices of those feelings. And so when you're walking around, you can definitely have dark emotions of anger and hate and jealousy and envy and all of those things, sadness and whatnot, because we are incarnated as a human being. So you can choose not to feel those things if you really don't want to. Do we have light emotions? Well, our soul is just pure love that comes through us. And so this is the difference. The darker stuff is more of the 3D human stuff, and the love aspect is what's coming through you from a higher dimension, from yourself. You're just a splinter of yourself here on the planet. So your whole self of higher consciousness is way up here, and it's coming through you into an expression of what the universe is in this physical state. So sit with that for a moment, because when you are in your light space, and if you're saying, do I have light emotions? Yes, because that is yourself coming through you. When you hold your child, when you are in love, when you are, in those good places, that is a transmutation of your higher self coming through you. When we suffer and we feel the dark is really because we are identifying our human three-dimensional incarnation as to what our soul is, and that's the lie. Because who our soul is this transmutation through us. Do you see? So when you are sitting in this place and you're not feeling good is when you're identifying your human self for who you are in your spiritual sense. They're two totally separate, entirely different things. So do you have light emotions? Oh yeah, honey, you got beautiful. You are beautiful light emotion coming through you, through this whole grand beauty of the universe, transmuting through your body in a beautiful expression. That is you. Anything else is off of a human three-dimensional space. And it is okay to feel those things. We are incarnate as human. It is to learn how to be mindful of those things and not to hold attachment to them. So I hope that answered your question.